What's up guys, and welcome to April's Games with Gold on your Xbox One, which you get with your Xbox Live Gold subscription. Let's get into it. So in April's Games with Gold, you can get your hands on The Witness from now till the 30th of April with your Xbox Live Gold membership. Now, The Witness is a 3D puzzle game based in this open world filled with around 650 different puzzles that you'll need to complete in order to finish the game. It's a really chilled out experience that lets you tackle it however you want to. The game's open world is split into 11 regions that all surround this mountain, which is the final destination, and you are free to go into any region that you wish, with each region having different style of puzzles. For example, one set of puzzles may involve symmetry, and you'll need to solve all of them in order to open up the symmetry laser, which will pop you that tasty 50 gamer score. Others in the desert region may require you to use the sun to show you the correct pathway, but in my play session I really enjoyed solving the symmetry puzzles, as some of them are pretty damn difficult and the game's just completely different to anything that I've played recently. But what's really cool is the way that it hides a layer of puzzles in the world around you. I can't really explain more without spoiling them, but you'll want to pay close attention to everything that you see, and it helps that the world is very colourful and bright, which just helps make it really enjoyable to explore. So if you want a puzzle game that's going to challenge you, make sure you give The Witness a go with this month's Games with Gold. And one more thing, try not to use any guides unless you get really stuck, as it's an amazing feeling when you finally solve a puzzle that you've been stuck on.
Move over, Forza, there's a new competitor in town. I mean, do cars in Forza have faces and the ability to speak? Psh, thought not. Okay, so Cars 2 is a slightly different type of racing game, way more lighthearted and adorable. It's based on the popular film by Disney, which is about, you guessed it, cars. Unsurprisingly, the plot isn't too advanced. You'll be following the adventures of Lightning McQueen and Mater as they train in a secret facility known as Chrome, which is the command headquarters for recon operations and motorized espionage to the average civilian like you and me. These charismatic cars are on a mission to become spies, as British intelligence agents Finn McMissile and Holly Shiftwell join their efforts. The cool thing about Cars 2 is it's actually a lot deeper than you'd expect. You'll master the more tricky aspects of racing in a training facility, which will see you learning jumps, drifting, speed boosts, and even racing backwards in an attempt to be the best gosh darn talking car out there. I'll admit, I haven't actually seen Cars 2 the movie, but that didn't get in the way of what is a genuinely fun arcade racer. With 25 different characters to choose from and plenty of different modes, there's loads of variety to keep you interested. Now let's talk modes. Attack mode is a firm favourite for me. Choose your level and you'll notice a bunch of little cars racing around you. Picking up the items will arm you with bombs, machine guns and homing missiles. Use these to take out the little guys and you'll gain extra time. It's a true Disney life lesson. Kill as many small, weak things as you possibly can to succeed. No, wait, that doesn't sound right at all. Hunter sees you in an arena with 5 waves of enemies thirsty for blood. Or is that engine oil? Either way, use the arsenal of weapons provided to take them down in this racing battle royale. Battle racing brings a new edge to striving for first place, but I actually quite like a simple, good old-fashioned normal race. Mastering drifting, tricks, jumps and slides takes practice, especially when you knock the difficulty up to hard. There's plenty of achievements to be had too, and in true Disney game fashion, most of them are pretty easy to collect. From racing backwards for a minute, to hopping 20 times in a race, to holding onto a drift for 6 seconds. There's plenty to work through here to up your gamer score for free. One of the best things about Games with Gold is that it offers something for everyone. If kart games are your jam and whimsical Disney is your bread, then enjoy this delicious Games with Gold offering this April.
Next up, we have my must-play game in this month's Games of Gold, and it's Dead Space 2 from the Xbox 360. Now, without a doubt, this is one of the best story-driven games that I've ever played that's filled with jumps, fast-paced action, and some badass enemies. If you've not played the original Dead Space, that's all good as well, because in the menu before you boot up the campaign, you can watch a recap which will tell you everything that you need to know about the previous game, so you don't feel as if you're missing a huge part of the story. You can also play the original Dead Space through EA Access if you have it. In Dead Space 2, you'll be playing once again as Isaac Clarke, where you start the game in a straitjacket, which, when you have loads of necromorphs trying to kill you, isn't the best situation to be in. But throughout the game, you'll use kinesis, which allows you to grab and throw objects, which is incredibly helpful, and stasis, which can slow down objects or enemies, giving you a chance to get through a doorway or beat a difficult enemy by being able to hit its weak points more easily. You're also going to get a variety of different weapons throughout Dead Space 2. The standard plasma cutter slices through enemy limbs and is going to be your bread and butter throughout the game, but my personal favorite early on is the javelin gun, which allows you to launch enemies down a corridor and can get you an achievement if you're lucky. Its alternative fire electrocutes any enemies nearby, which can also get you an achievement, so you can get some tasty gamer score. The game also features no HUD, other than the one on the back of Isaac's suit, showing your health and stasis, which I absolutely love as it makes you really immersed in the game and definitely helps build to those jumpy moments. But all in all, this is a game that I definitely feel that you should give a go with this month's Games of Gold if you haven't already. It's my personal favorite this month, so go ahead and download it between the 16th of April to the 30th. So go ahead, put an alert on your phone for when it goes live with Games of Gold so you don't miss it.
Who fancies a holiday trip to smoggy old London town, where the air is potent and the sewage is flowing? Anyone? Well, how about if you're a badass ye olde assassin that can climb over rooftops, take down enemies with a flick of the wrist, and do it all with a snarky catchphrase to follow? Still not keen on the ankle-deep sewage, huh? Yeah, that's fair enough. Assassin's Creed Syndicate follows the much familiar tale of the assassins' fight against the evil Templars, this time within a Victorian London setting. You're let loose during 1868 at the tail end of the Second Industrial Revolution. The Brotherhood has almost been wiped out as London is controlled by the Templars. Thankfully, there's the assassin dynamic duo Evie and Jacob Fry who want to take back the town with the help of well-known faces such as Charles Dickens, Florence Nightingale and Alexander Bell. Spiffing. Of course, there's all that modern day stuff going on with the Apple of Eden and blah blah blah, but when it comes to Assassin's Creed, I prefer to focus on the past rather than the present. Jacob and Evie are a joy to play as, each with their own style and wit. Jacob is more of a brawler, an ace at close combat and always happy to get into a fight or six. Evie, on the other hand, is better at stealth, specializing in working her way around in the shadows and using her wit as a weapon. Each character is powerful and badass to the max, and being able to switch between the two is a very cool feature. I always said I wanted an Assassin's Creed set in Victorian London, and it really didn't disappoint. As a London girl myself, exploring the famous city is a treat, especially seeing it shrouded in the industrial smog of the time. All the famous buildings are there to cavort over, like a really expensive climbing frame with convenient hay bales located at every exit. The weapons reflect the time period too, with the Fry twins specializing in brass knuckles, a compact revolver, a cane sword, and all the usual hidden blades and throwing daggers. This was also the Creed that introduced rope launchers, which made it easier to get to the tops of buildings, and horse carriage races. This can be a relaxing trot around town or a violent Grand National with horses flying everywhere, depending on your mood. There's steam trains to chuck enemies off of, and old warehouses with child laborers to free. What an age to be a Cockney rooftop ninja. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is definitely one of the stronger Assassin's Creed titles, with plenty of new features, innovative ideas, and an incredible setting to boot. Get lost in it for hours and hours this April.
So there we have it. Those are the games that you can get this month with Games of Gold. Do make sure to let us know which ones you're going to be playing down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!